Alright, so what it do, people? Alexander Fresco here, and I was out in LA recently, and I was supposed to be going to the BET Awards, but I decided to go to Universal Studios instead. So here's my Lyft coming to pick me up, and it was a pretty cool, quiet ride. And, I was just, enjoying the scenery and things like that. And of course, I've been to Universal Studios before, but that was in, Florida, and I wanted to see how things were different, and they definitely were different. So here's me getting out the lift. It was a nice little drive. Everything was fun, calm, cool, and collected. And we here, baby, Universal Studios, and it was a good, nice, bright, sunny day. And of course, I had to get my pictures in, had to get my little model on or whatever. You see it, you see it. I'm sorry, I only know one pose. So of course, got to get the iconic sign of the Universal Studios, and of course, had to, get to the red carpet. And I like the way that the layout is right here. And I had to get a picture for it and things like that. Had to make
Same
sure I get my
is.
ticket and make sure everything's paid for. Because I'm finna have me a ball, you feel me? Look at that hair. That hair is growing. So just walking in and just seeing how things are. And it kind of bringing me back to, what it looks like in Florida, or from my memory. I want to say the last time I was there probably was like 2007, 8, somewhere around that time. You feel me? But still a good, nice, sunny day, and just making the best out of not going to the BET Awards. So I say, what? Let me put some memories, some fun back into my life and have a good time. You feel me? But everything looks good. Everything looks dope. It was a nice little, light day. Not a lot of people around during this time. During this time, it was like around like 3 o'clock, like 3:30, on a Monday. So of course, I'm pretty sure the kids still inside, or kids just getting out of school and things like that. And just giving you a tour of what I see, just trying to create the best memories possible and things like that. And just walking, like I say, very light. Throughout it all, with it, the ride wait times was like 15, 20 minutes during this time, like, which isn't bad or whatever, because of course, with the rides, they gonna give you like a little show, or it's something to do while you wait, or it's videos playing and things like that. You had to go see Despicable Me. I thought that was cool. Yeah, I was taking pictures. I was also shooting film this day, so I got the picture of the Despicable Me, got the picture of the pets or whatever. Even though I never seen the movie, I'm pretty sure it's pretty dope. It's pretty cool and things like that. And then just just seeing the things, seeing the buildings, definitely bringing me back to my childhood. You feel me? Of course, we got Gru, whoever the person is in the costume. Hey man, shouts out to you. I know you're warm. I know you're sweaty. I know you guys see all these people and things like that. And I was just like, you know what? I think that's pretty dope. And these people out here with these families, hey, y'all got it, man. Y'all got that money, and y'all making it happen. So shout out to y'all and things like that. I was looking, and I was gonna go up in there, but I was just like, I ain't trying to get wet. So yeah, that looks like something more for like kids and things like that. And yeah, I'm just gonna pass on that one. So I go out, go to the side and kind of see, kind of see what's going on or whatever. I see people looking out over the lookout and things like that. I'm like, okay, cool. But what's over here? And how do I get to this, famous Nintendo World? Then do I gotta drive over there? But then I start to see it's like a little walkway, and you gotta, go around the thing. And I was like, you know what? I'll get there eventually. But with my first ride, I went to the Despicable Me. And of course, I love Despicable Me. I love the Minions. I love Gru. And like I say, you got the TVs and all the little story or the little background of everything playing. And I feel like that's pretty dope. And of course, still got the background of everything playing, kind of give you like the rundown of what's about to happen. And just also just keeping you occupied, keeping your time occupied, and things like that. I got done riding, and we got put out, not put out. We ended up exiting where I say I wasn't going to go, which is like the little tart ward or whatever. I give that ride, that Gru ride, that Despicable Me ride, I'll give it like a 8. It was pretty cool. It was pretty. No, I'll give it a 9. I really did enjoy that one or whatever. it was pretty dope. I did like but yeah, people going out, people walking, and I'm just enjoying my time and just people watching and seeing what people wear and things like that. And I ended up walking. I get to the Harry Potter world and things. And of course, you got the guy out here. He's reading everybody, make sure everybody good. And like I say, everybody out there, playing their role. It's hot. The sun was beaming. I mean, I was cool and all. I was cool, but the sun was beaming. And of course, like I say, just people watching, everybody having themselves a good old time. I want to say the temperature that day, it was probably had to be like about 75, which is cool. It's cool, but like I said, I'm from Mississippi, so it feel good to me. So, hey, we lit. And yeah, just going through, just really taking everything in. I love the way the road is, the little cobblestone or whatever. And I say, you know what? Let me check everything out, and let me see if I want to just attempt to try to see how much things cost, and also see how much a wand costs. But I came up in there, I seen this, I'm like, bro, it's just like the movie. I don't know what kind of animatronic thingy thing moving or whatever. And of course, I ain't trying to get nobody kids or nothing up in there, but I was just like, that's pretty cool. It's very accurate to the movies, and you get to experience life, and really be a part of the movie with the merch and things like that. But with everything, bro, everything was like on the goddamn $50, $60, $75, $80, $100. I'm like, no, no, no. It's impossible. I can't do it. I'm not that much big of a fan to spend that amount of money, especially unplanned money, on this. So I said, now, shout it. I'm about it, ya. I'm about it, ya. So I was just like, okay, cool. Well, what can I do over here? Of course, I got to get this, the videos for my memories or whatever. What can I do? Where can I go? And things like that. So I was just like, you know what? I'm going to just ride some rides, or just do as much as I can in the time that's allotted, because they close at 7 on this day or whatever. So, like I said, just taking it all in, because I knew I was going to, be making the videos and things like that, and making the content. So I just, just walking with it, just so I can, re-experience it again and again and again. And it's just all the things that I saw while I was walking and things like that. So here is the castle, the Harry Potter castle. Kind of look, it looks movie accurate to me. And I seen that wait time. I said, oh yeah, I'm in there. Let's do it. Let's do it right now. Because we ain't wait. And I look up, and of course, taking a picture. I think I did take a picture or whatever. And of course, like I say, it looks movie accurate. It was pretty dope. With that ride, I'll give it a 9.5 out of 10. It was pretty dope. The animatronics was pretty good as well, and the wait time was good as well. I went for the single riders, and I was able to get in, get out, and I'm onto this ride right here, which is like what is it? Whatever that thing is. I think it's in the Goblet of Fire or whatever. The little monster looking thing with the wings. I want to say it's like a griffin. With this one, it wasn't a long wait or a long ride, so I'll give that one a 7, because it wasn't long. But next up is the Simpsons World, and this one was very, 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 very high on my list. I really did enjoy this. Especially, growing up in the 90s, I'm a big Simpsons watcher, watched it on Fox. So just, just reliving my childhood. And I can't wait to get the film back to watch this. And I thought this was pretty dope. And seeing the Krusty World, seeing Homer right there in front of Quickie Mart, they really brought the Simpsons to life. And here's my photo in front of Krusty. I really did enjoy my time and things like that. So I did get on this ride as well. Krusty Land. With this ride, it probably was like a 15-minute wait, which is pretty dope, really pretty cool, because I didn't, I wasn't tripping or nothing like that. And I was just looking through. I can only imagine, how long the line would be, especially waiting in all these lines. But like I said, I went on a good day, and I'm just like, bro, these lines would have been crazy if I had to wait for these. Like, all of this build up, all this anticipation just to wait. I'm like, goodness gracious. But like I said, was able to get in, get out. And for this ride, it was like like 10 minutes. And like I say, just it's things to do. It's like they building the setup or whatever for the ride or whatever. But oh man, I can only imagine like the amount of time it takes to even get through those lines to even get to this part or whatever. And of course, as we wait, you got to go through and play with it. With that ride, I gave that ride like an 8 out of 10. It was pretty cool. It was pretty dope. So I say, you know what? It's time for me to move on, move forward. It's only a certain amount of time I got before it's closing. Around this time, it's like 4 o'clock. But I did enjoy this little, shuttle ride down to the other part. And to the right, it's like the little mommy ride or whatever. To the left is Jurassic World or Jurassic Park or whatever. I say, I already, been to like the mummy ride, the one that's in Florida in like 2008. I don't know if it's updated or not, but I was just like, you know what? I've been there before, so I ain't even gonna trip. I took pictures over that too. So next up, got the Super Nintendo World. I think that was a pretty good picture, but still, during this time, my phone was dying, so I was like, let me try to get as much as I can before my battery dies. I want to say about this time, my battery percent was probably like 10%. So I tried to make it stretch, and I came out through it, and I said, bro, look at this scene, man. Just growing up on Super 64 Mario, I was in heaven. I just couldn't believe it. Like, everything just looked so accurate. Everything just looked so, into reality. It was makeshift. It was real dope. Got the Princess Castle. Got everybody playing a part. I was excited, and I just wanted to spend the rest of my day here on 10% because I couldn't find. I had my charger. I just couldn't find one. But I just wanted to make sure I got to everywhere I wanted to go in order for me to make use of my time before 7 o'clock came. So I was like, okay, cool. Let me just try to check out some of the things and kind of figure out where I want to go. And I was like, cool, let me just try to check everything out. And of course, everybody and their mama up in here, just putting their money because they balling. But I ain't balling, so you know what? I'm finna window shop because I'm a window shopper. But yeah, still everything looked dope. Everything looked cool. And I was just like, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna get a full body up. So I did end up going to the Bowser ride. It said 45-minute wait. I went to the line. It was probably like 5 o'clock. So I said, okay, cool. If I go through at 5 and the ride is 45 minutes, I'll be done by 6, because of course you got to ride the ride or whatever. And of course, this was a nice view, get to see it from the top and things like that. And I was just like, just enjoying my time. And with this one, this was the longest ride. This was the one that, everybody wanted to be a part of. Everybody wanted to, experience. And of course, like I say, they got different things for you to look at, the little history, the little videos, the little interactive parts and things like that. And I just thought it was pretty dope. And, the little next part, as we begin to wait, they took us in these rooms to give us the little instructions, tell us what we want to do. And I thought that this part was cool too, the little race car theme suits and things like that. So they had everybody in. It was like 4 to a cart, and got to be in the shells or whatever. And I thought it was pretty dope. I'm saying I had to take my little picture, make my little memory or whatever. And of course, I had to take the photo, but my phone ended up dying anyway. And with this experience, it was pretty dope. And I really did enjoy my time. So I definitely would love to do this again sometime in the future. And yeah, it was a nice little time. Definitely a good makeup for not being able to attend the BET Awards. But hey, life happens. But you got to make lemonade out of lemons. So I appreciate you all for watching and being a part of my journey. Until next time.